Hey guys, Jonathan here at Shadow Foam, but I'm not at Shadow Foam today. I'm actually up in Bradford looking at this amazing Milwaukee Packout setup, and I'm here with Milwaukee Dave. So
Hi Jonathan.
Thanks very much for having us. It's a bit of a beastie setup you've got here. How long does it take you to amass this collection?
Well, quite a while really, just building it up over time. It's just one of them things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, we keep building.
We saw you on Instagram, obviously the handle's Milwaukee Dave, isn't it? So we'll put that below, but the setup is pretty organised already, isn't it? I know you've got it pretty dialed in.
I'm trying. I've got a lot of it done, still got a lot to do. Some of the drawers are already done.
We wanted to get some of these organised with some of our inserts, some of the dedicated inserts, and we felt like it was sacrilege to use any of the DeWalt tools or the Makita tools that we had. So we thought we'd come up here, and obviously you can help us show the viewers how you cut Packout inserts, and we can do a few maybe the cases that you've got left to do.
Sound?
Brilliant.
Sounds good to me.
Can you show us the ones you've done already? I'd love to see which ones you've done. So we've got it all out on the table here, and to be fair, there's a lot more organised than I'd expected, to be honest, Dave. I saw a few pictures on your Instagram, but I didn't realise you'd had this much organised. So do you want to talk us through it, like where it all started, or which one was your first one?
I got started with the Milwaukee Packout boxes with just some normal foam from another company.
So that was the first thing you did, was it?
That was one of the first ones that I did. It was this one and my original SDS.
Yeah.
But then I found the Shadow Foam and went from there. The SDS I redid at the weekend just because I bought myself a new SDS.
Yeah, and you've done a really nice job of that. I saw the video you did on this, and you did it in good time as well. And I like the fact you've kept these trays come with the Packouts, don't they?
They come with the Packouts,
so
yes.
Rather than getting rid of it, you've kind of got all your SDS bits in there, and it's really clever.
Yeah, because you need somewhere to store your bits.
I like this one too here with your lasers.
Yes, the lasers, they're quite expensive, but to be fair, the box that the Milwaukee laser comes in is massive.
Right.
And it's not Packout, so you can't click it onto the rest of the boxes.
It's so easy to put them just in a drawer thinking I'll have it when I need it, and then you can never flip and find it. So with my laser, that was what I did. The base of it, I put it somewhere before I'd put it in an insert, and then I lost it.
We've got the heat gun and the soldering iron. Just wanted to get them organised so that I know where they are for whenever I'm doing anything. I've got the 3 drawers foamed out, which is all just going to be for my 12-volt gear. At the moment I've got the drills in there, I have some more in there, and then I've just got the batteries at the moment in the bottom. And some people say it's a bit of an excess. It's just nice to have your Shadow Foam cutting kit.
Yeah, and you've got some long nose markers and a few other bits in there too, haven't you? So it's...
You know where stuff is, it's easy to hand.
Yeah, that's really cool. Right, so you've also got the Packout trolley as well, decked out with foam. Do you want to bring that over here and we'll have a quick look?
Yeah, sure.
This is pretty amazing. I love how you've set this up, and I think this is something that a lot of people will be impressed with. Right,
well, this is literally just set up for working in city centres when you've got to get around, or in offices. Got all my cordless gear in here. This is all my 12-volt gear, so I've got my multi-tool, we've got a bandsaw, batteries, a few accessories, full set of screwdriver bits, full set of drill bits, and an angle bit.
Yeah, that is a solid looking tray as well. That's like 30mm and 50mm together, isn't it, that you've done?
That was 250s that I cut down because I had to cut the back out.
Yeah, and you've still got a bit of space. I love how you've done this. What have you got here, about 30mm and 50mm or 250mm that bring it up flush?
I think I've got 250s on that, yeah.
Yeah, that is really good. I've not seen anyone do that actually, and I didn't even know that that would work that perfectly. The fact that you've got the foam flush with that level there, which means that kind of full-size insert fits in there, and you've got a backer board on that as well, have you?
Yeah, just a piece of MDF cut to the shape.
I love that. You've fitted so much in that one box, and then you've still got the 2 boxes that go above it, so you've got like your whole cordless setup and hand tools, I guess, and everything else.
Well, I don't necessarily have to have them. Obviously with the Packout system you can take anything you want.
Yeah, all on the cart. Brilliant. So actually you've already cut a heck of a lot of foam already. I thought we were coming here to kind of help you get your gear organised, and to be honest, you've already got it organised. So is there anything that you've got left to cut that we can help you with?
I've got a double drawer that we could set up for my router and the bits for my router.
Brilliant. Okay, let's pull out those then, and then we'll have a look at what foam inserts we've got.
Right, sound.
Right, so we're going to start with organising this double drawer Milwaukee Packout box, and we're organising some router equipment in there. So we've got the M18 router, and I've got a few bits over here. What else have we got?
We've got a couple of radius profiles, 2 different base plates for the actual base, and basically a circle jig.
That's cool, nice one. And then all of the like bits and router bits and stuff are in this little tub,
yeah? Just anything really, but outer bits.
I think we're going to cut a liner each, yeah?
I'll cut this one, you cut that one?
Yeah, let's get started and I'll show you guys how we do it. Right, so I've got the rough layout of how everything's going to go, and I think first thing I'm going to cut in is this container here. I will tip the items out, because that way I can kind of put it sideways on and I can cut around the profile and I can make sure that we know how much space we've got for the rest of the items. So with this, it's quite simple. We've flipped it over so we don't get this parallax error. Now I'm going to move it up a little bit, just do a light trace cut around it. We're not cutting all the way through at this point. We're just using it like a pencil just to show us where it's going. And then I can come back, put the knife back in that slit and just press on the foam just to make sure you're following that previous cut you've made and not making a second line. And it's as simple as that. We're just going to cut all the way through. So there we go, we've gone all the way through there now. And that's the tub sitting nice and flush. That's perfect. So I'm going to show how to do a typical item like a small little flat spanner, but obviously something like this is a bit more of a challenge. So for me, I usually just use a scalpel and cut around it. How would you go about cutting this kind of bulky item in?
Well, sometimes I'll use a scalpel as well. Sometimes, depending on what it is, I might use a tracer, which have got the longer reach so you can trace around it.
Yeah.
There's various ones you can get. I've got a couple of others. I've got a red one and I've got a blue one.
Yeah.
Just to try and see them a bit better. As black on black doesn't always show up too well.
Yeah. Well, so that's a Dave's top tip. We'll put that in our top tips list. What brand are those?
This is Big Thumb.
Big Thumb. So these are available on Amazon and they're like a 30mm long nose. Now, hopefully at some point we can add these to our website, but right now if you wanted one, you'd have to go to Amazon or another outlet to try and find one. So for a normal item that we're not cutting all the way through, so these spanners are a great example, all you have to do is place it where you want it to go and then use the scalpel to just lightly trace around the item. It's just using it like a pencil essentially. And obviously these spanners are very shallow anyway, so naturally, you know, we're only cutting a few mil into the foam and that's probably going to be enough. Once you've done that, you want to just push with your finger on the foam and just make sure that that cut has gone all the way around. And then after that, all you have to do is push your finger down the end and just peel the foam back. Now you're just tracing it along with your finger, you're just kind of ploughing out the material. And it's as simple as that for the smaller items. Now with a bigger item, let's say this router here, we're going to be cutting out more layers. So as Dave has mentioned with the long nose marker, that is a pretty good top tip. Because you've got this round body here, you can get what is called a parallax error, where if that's the item, you've then got the scalpel, you know, you want to hold it square and get the exact profile, but a parallax error is if you're going off on a slight angle, even slightly. The goal is to just hold it 90 degrees to the foam and follow the profile, which I find relatively easy now after doing it for a while. So I'll just hold the scalpel to the item and just draw around it again like a pencil. We're not cutting very deep into the foam here. We're just looking to capture the silhouette of the item. And this way you don't end up with any black pen or anything that you've got to try and wipe off. So what we've done there is we've cut all the way around the item, and again we've gone back round, pressing on it with my finger, and I can see that the cuts have met up. So now all we want to do is cut a lot deeper. This is a 50mm liner, and we don't want to cut all the way through. We want to go down about 30 or 40mm. So I make a little mental note on the side of here. I could mark it with a pen, but I'm going to be cutting all the way down to about here, about 40mm into the foam, so we're not cutting all the way through, and we're just doing that all the way around. So when you cut all the way around it and you're quite happy that you've cut down deep enough, the same process for peeling it is exactly the same as the smaller items, except for this time you can dig your finger down a little bit deeper and you can get a bit more meat out of the foam. You can pull back rather than just a singular layer like this thin layer. You can dig your finger down and pull out a couple of layers at once. You don't have to go all the way in one hit, but you can see here we're pulling out 20mm worth of foam, so it's about 2 or 3 layers. And then before going for the next layer, you can then push on the foam again and just double check that you've gone all the way around. This is going to make sure you get the best finish. Then we'll go back and peel another layer out. You've got a pretty good technique going there for peeling out the foam. You're just kind of like slowly working it free, aren't you, all the way around, rather than trying to peel it back.
Brute force and ignorance.
That's it, that's it. So we've cut all of the material and we've still got a few lumps and bumps in the bottom, and rather than trying to pick these out with my fingernail, it's better to save your nails, save your fingers, and you can use some of our smoothing spinners. Now these are $6.99 for a pack, and what you get is a small and a large. They go into any drill, ideally an impact driver or a 1/4 inch bit driver, like what we've got here. This is Dave's Milwaukee version, 12 volt, and you just clip the bit in there, and literally it's as simple as just placing the flat circle section on the base of the foam and then just slowly working it around, and you'll naturally cut into any raised areas, and they will just literally lift out. You'll find that it naturally kind of cuts underneath any lumps and bumps and any raised areas, freeing them up, making them easier to peel out. You've got a nice big kind of wide open area here, which is ideal for the smoothing spinner. Get it smooth, Dave.
Right.
And that's it, that's all we need to do for that router, and it's sitting in there. We've got only about 10mm left of foam in the bottom. We've got plenty of room in the drawer above it, so that is perfect. So we'll crack on with the rest of these inserts, we'll get them all done, and then we'll come back to you. Right, so I finished up with this one, and I can see you've blasted through that first layer and you've just boxing up this 50mm layer here too. So the only thing left now is if we want to put some finger pulls in. Where do you reckon? Maybe something on here and something on these? Or?
A couple on the spanners.
Yeah, do you want one on here? Because it's quite easy.
You can pull that out quite easy, can't you?
Yeah, so just on the spanners then, yeah? Yeah. So when it comes to finger pulls, our stencil sets are now available on the website. These are $9.99, and essentially it's a pack of 3. Now if they do arrive, if you do buy these, they'll come like this, like translucent. Now that's because they have a back-in film on them. This is just to protect them. So if you peel that off, they are actually clear. For something like this, we don't need too big of a finger pull. You're only putting the tip of one finger in here just to get that out. I think 25mm will be just the job. Maybe go a little bit bigger, maybe 28mm. So it'll just be a case of overlaying it in the middle of that spanner and just cutting a 20mm finger pull and then just pulling it out, and it just makes it that little bit easier to use this insert. Right, that about does it for this Milwaukee twin drawer case. I think you're nearly finished on that one. Let's chuck them in the drawers. Right, so that's the twin toolbox, all organised in foam, and I think it looks so dialed in when you've got these foam inserts, and we're talking about $24.99 for 2 50mm inserts in here. And how much is the box?
They're about £140 for the 2 drawer and around the same for the 3 drawer.
Yeah, so 140, 150 quid for one of these boxes, and 20 quid for the inserts can really upgrade it and make it even better and look even more dialed in. So we were working together on that, and it was no more than 10-15 minutes really, was it, to do those inserts. We've obviously both been doing it for a while, so it might take you a bit longer with your first attempt. So let us know if you've got some of these Milwaukee Packout boxes, which ones you'd like to see us organise. Obviously we've started with the drawer system. This is relatively new, aren't they, the drawers from Milwaukee, only in the last year or 2.
Yeah, they're not as old as some of the other Packout system. They're fairly new.
But they've obviously got the big massive like chest box now. They've got obviously the traditional Packout stack and the modular box. So if you want to see any of those boxes organised, let us know in the comments below. And yeah, thanks very much for having us, Dave.
Thanks a lot for coming.
Check out Milwaukee Dave's Instagram, it's blowing up over there. He's put loads of shadow foam posts out. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, why not subscribe to the channel? We're doing videos on all of the major power tool systems and the tool storage systems, getting them all organised in shadow foam with the shadow foam inserts in all the different colours that we offer as well. So subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you liked that video, why not check out some of our others? We've got new videos coming out every week. And Colin Furs, what's the quickest way for people to see these videos? Subscribe.